And good morning from the Utica Curling Club. It might be minus 15 degrees outside, but it's 40 degrees inside the shed, where we're bringing you a championship playoff semifinal matchup this morning. Our feature match is between the University of Pennsylvania and Penn State. They are the number 1 and 4 seeds in the playoff. In our other championship semifinal game, Yale will be taking on Castleton, and they'll be over on sheet 2. We'll be broadcasting the sheet 5 game, but we'll try to look in on all the games across the rink. As we've got a full house this morning, we have semifinal games in the A, B, and C divisions. Our feature matchup today is in the A, or championship division. Important game, as the top 2 finishers, or the winners of these 2 semifinal games, will gain an automatic berth into the USA Curling College National Curling Championship in Schenectady in March. 6 other teams will qualify out of the Northeast region. This is a Northeast regional qualifier event for the USA Curling College National Championships, and is the GNCC College National Championship 2026 edition. Just a quick reminder, games are 8 ends, subject to 2-hour time limit to finish 7 ends of play in order to play the 8th end. The no-tick rule is in effect, 5 rock free guard zone, and in the event of a tie after regulation, a full extra end will be played. The 2026 edition of this event has been a little unusual. One of the things that happened in our playoff brackets last night is every top seed won their game. I don't think that's ever happened in the 3 years that this event has been held. And looking back through our historical records, the number 1 seed has not won this event except in the inaugural season in 2023, when RPI was the number 1 seed coming out of pool play, and they went on to win the championship. Syracuse won in 2024 out of the 3 seed spot, and MIT won last year out of the 5 slot. One of the other unusual features of today's matchups is they feature rematches of the last pool play game in each of the pools. Penn, who finished first place in their pool, defeated Penn State in their last pool play game. And over on sheet 2, Yale defeated Castleton in their last pool play game to win their pool as well. Very unusual. I don't think we've ever had 2 rematches in the semifinals from the last games in pool play, but that's the way things sorted out. We'll give a quick rundown of the teams. Penn State playing the Yellow Rocks. 4th thrower is Eric Welp. He's the vice skip for the team. Cameron Pauley, former Colgate Curling Club member, is shooting 3rd. Istvan Preda is playing 2nd, and skip and playing lead is Robert Chappell. Penn is playing shorthanded this weekend. Jack Guerin at skip, Luke Cryer at 3rd, and Joseph Katz at 2nd. In all of our semifinals this morning, the Red Stones have the last rock advantage by virtue of their win-loss record and their DSC values. We'll talk more about those DSCs a little bit later in this matchup. Penn playing the Red Rocks. They have the last rock advantage here in the first end. And they're heading straight for the 4-foot. Do get shot rock, mostly buried. Is Von Preda. His first rock. Joseph Katz now with his third. Chance to lie 2 for Penn. And just came up a little short. Just not enough juice on that one. A little stiff here in the first end. Should pick up very quickly. Now Luke Cryer's going to chase this yellow rock off the 12-foot and try to roll in. Could set up a potentially big end for them. First end, it could be a little slower, and they'll pick up some curl, and this one definitely did that. Just not anticipating the speed of the ice. And that's going to be unfortunate. That's going to raise the yellow rock into the rings. And looks like it could be shot rock in the back. Unfortunate miss for Luke Cryer. That gets Penn State off the hook a little bit. Now Cameron Pauley looking to chase off the remaining red rock in the rings and completely turn the tables on Penn here in the first end. Navigated the port nicely, and they're going to get a nice roll under the corner as well. Instead of Penn looking to set up a possible 3, now Penn State lies 3. And Penn's going to open up or run their red stone in. See if they can provide a path to the 4-foot. One thing you never like doing as a skip in the first end is having to draw against multiples on fresh ice where you don't yet understand the speed. This one's hanging a bit wide. It might catch the back one. Luke Cryer up the weight, but got that one just a little outside. Penn State sitting 2. Cameron Pauly's going to run that red stone off just so that it can't be used. They're trying to carve this and make it curl. It is hanging wide. May not get anything. They may nudge this in for shots. Oh, goes just underneath the yellow stone in the back, so mission accomplished. They did get it out of play. Now Jack Guerin tightening up the ice for these takeouts. They are running a little straight here in the first end. Looking to run this red stone back onto the yellow. And that one over curled, so not a good result for Penn. Needed to hit that a little on the high side. Good news for Penn is that the 2 counters for Penn State are only just in the 12-foot or just biting the 8-foot. But there's no really good draw pass available. And with the red stagger guards up front, no easy run backs either. Down to our last 4 rocks here in the first end. Eric Welp the 4th. He's trying to settle one in the top 12. This might go too deep. Probably ought to take that one all the way back. Yeah, got it tucked underneath a little bit, so at least Penn can't use a crit and roll, but they will be able to draw down to it, and that's probably going to be the best option. So a little bit of trouble brewing here for Penn. They've got some outs. Looks like they might be trying to raise their red stone. Didn't see the call. Thought maybe they were trying to draw around to that stone that was last delivered. First skip rock here. First end for Penn. And that's going to hang a little wide. Now move another yellow one to the back of the house. Boy, I'm not sure that helped a whole lot. Now Penn State can toss another one in the top 12, sit 4. This will create problems for Penn. Glass Rock first in for Penn State. Eric Welp looking to just nestle one in the top 12. Ooh, this one is really wide. Need to get this to curl as much as they can to close up the space. Here it comes. And that'll be in a pretty good spot. So Penn State lying 3. I think they're looking at raising this red stone again. It looks like an awful lot of ice for the raise. Now they tightened it up. Looking to raise this red stone into the 4-foot area. Oh boy, and this is major trouble. We're going to raise a 4th stone end for Penn State. That'll be potentially a steal of 4. They got to sweep this as far as they can, and it won't be enough. I think that's a steal of 4 for Penn State. Huge start for them. Now they may put a stick on it. From our overhead, it looks like it's yellow, but it could be. Three for sure, could be 4. And Penn has dug themselves a hole here in the first end. All the teams in our championship semifinals have done very well this week. Of course, our top seeds, Penn and Yale, won their pools going 3-0. And it was only 3. That comes as a sigh of relief for Penn, as they only dropped 3 in that first end. And the number 3 and 4 seeds, Penn State and Castleton. Castleton being the 3rd seed. They had 1 loss to the teams they're playing today, but they also had the top DSCs. Every team through draws the button after the first 2 games, and Castleton won the DSCs by wide margin, and Penn State was not far behind. Those DSCs are very important. If you're a 1-loss team, 6 teams make the championship playoff round in this format, and the 3-0 teams are of course guaranteed to get in. And in this case, there are only 2 undefeated teams in pool play, and so the top 4 2-1 teams, based on their DSCs, got a chance to play in the finals. So those draws to the button are really important for these teams. And it will be important at the national championships as well, because those are also the tiebreakers in pool play to advance to the playoffs. for the national championship trophy. A couple teams finished 2-1 and played extremely well. I know RIT won and Yale won. Those two teams finished 8th and 10th because they had pretty catastrophic DSC numbers, and they got relegated to the B division playoffs, ranked 8th and 10th respectively. Had to be in the top 6. to make the championship playoffs in this event. All right, new end. Penn looking to get off to a better start here. They've got an off-center center guard, which will be helpful for Penn. Penn looking to hit and roll behind the corner. A little bit of an outside in release on that. This is going to over curl. Not super heavy either. Should get the rock out of play. It's going to roll the wrong direction. And it is going to just hang on. So good result. Kind of over curled that on a release. Slid just a hair wide of the broom. Tried to correct by turning it back in, but that's very difficult to make it work, and it generates an abnormally large amount of curl. Plus that shot was a bit light as well. Penn does lie one. They got a counter on the rings. Penn State got that mostly under the corner guard, so making the best of the guard they have there. Enough to outcount the biter at the far edge, but this should be accessible with lightweight. Try to update our scores around the rink. Really nice come around tap and well swept as well. For Penn, they lie two. Now they're in business. Don't mind rolling to the right here. Sit 3 spread. Don't mind this roll to the right at all. Oh, and just over curled it. Unusual miss there. Penn State going to try to chase off another red rock, keep adjusting the ice here. I think you got to throw pretty soft at this. Cameron Pauly. Oh, they're already crashed the guard. Didn't take enough ice. There's so much curl out that direction. Now a chance for Luke Cryer to redeem himself. Again, I think they just want to hit and roll away. Hit and roll that direction. And this one's also curling really hard. This must be a little curly spot in the ice. Of course, they're not throwing a ton of weight here. They probably need to up their weight. This should be enough to get it out of play. Just a couple of soft tosses by Penn. Takeouts over curling. And Penn State doesn't have a lot of great places to hide here. It's hard for them to hide behind this corner guard. They're just looking to get a freeze locked on. This one's just refusing to curl. And it's going to go deep. And out of play. Yeah, now Penn needs to direct play around from that corner. I think they would love to have a rock out in this space. Needs to sit. And that goes out of play. So a little bit of sloppiness by both teams here early. Struggling to find the weight. My guess is that frost is completely burned off and the ice has sped up dramatically here in the second end. Oh, and the sweepers aren't even looking at this one. This rock is sailing. So I think both teams have been caught by the speed up of the ice. Now again, a chance to sit three for Penn, recover their loss from the first end. Again, I think they do need to draw away from this corner, to draw play away. That's the place to go. Going out into the middle of the sheet there is going to pretty much force Penn State to chase. They can't afford to draw around that corner guard against three counters. A miss would be catastrophic. So at this point, you just want to bait Penn State into trading hits with you so Penn can collect their three spot this end. They got to stick a draw here, though. I don't think you have to be too fine with this. Somewhere in the 8 foot should be good enough to force Penn State to chase. First skip rock for Jack Aaron of Penn. Just wants to drop this in the house. T-line would be ideal. Don't want to leave it short. You don't want to leave a double. That's going to be really nice. Now Penn State will have to try for the long roll. Difficult shot. If they make it, it's great. But Penn has succeeded in making Penn State throw the harder shots this end. So they're looking to roll into this area. Eric Welp looking for the long hit and roll. This one's hanging wide. Might make the double the other way. And they do. That worked out for Penn State. Kind of got the accidental double, but that counts just the same. Chance for Penn to get their two now. They pretty much just need to touch paint. They need to be at least half in the 12 foot. Surprised they're not throwing the same shot they threw the last time. They know the speed and the weight on that line. This line may have slightly different speed. I would expect this line to maybe be a bit slower. Now put it on T-line. That's always the instruction you give your sweepers. This looks pretty good. And it is right on T, well swept. And a nice draw there by Jack Aaron to grab his deuce. So we got ourselves back in the game. We got a 3-2 ball game. Penn State leads. They will have the all rocks and the last rock advantage in the third end. Let's recap some other scores from around the rink. Over on sheet 1 in our C semi, RPI 2 leads Penn State 2-1-0. Yale 2 grabbed 3 in the first end against Castleton on our other championship semifinal game. They lead 3-0 after 1. Syracuse grabbed 3 against Bowdoin 1 in their semifinal game. They lead 3-0. Over on sheet 4, Yale 1 grabbed 1 in the first, but RIT struck back for 3 in the second. They lead their B semifinal game 3-1 after 2 ends played. And over on sheet 6 in our other C semifinal, Bowdoin 2 leads Colgate 1 4-1 after 2. Colgate won without their skip this morning. They're playing a little short-handed with some inexperienced players, but they're making a game of it. As we mentioned, these championship semifinal games are huge. The winners of these games advance to the championship final, of course, but also the winners of these games will finish first and second in the event and will earn automatic berths into the USA Curling National Championship. Caught just enough to get that out of play. hit and roll out gives Penn a free shot to try to get around this corner. Looks like they'll get this one on the rings. Gonna peek out the backside just a little bit. And it'll be a bit of a hard get, maybe see a quarter of a rock. Good peel to guard. The only thing you don't want to do here is miss wide. You need to move a rock. Going to give it a go. Need to play this tight. The miss tolerance would be to crack the guard. And that's just fine. They're going to get the straight peel. Open up shot stone. Penn State does have last rock advantage this end. By peeling that guard, that helps to eliminate the possibility of a steal. Penn State should be able to outdraw that rock on the top 8. It's not a threat, but they will force Penn to waste a little time guarding it. And they need to keep going on this to get some finish. Want to cover at least part of this rock. And that may be only edge to edge this time. So now if you can throw a soft weight shot, you can hit and roll underneath. Doesn't look like they're going to throw lightweight. Cameron doesn't like throwing lightweight based on my time with him at Utica Curling Club. This is where throwing a nice hack waiter would be ideal. They're going to get inside here. And he brought his weight down and oh, it just didn't finish. Wow, that looked like that was going to get a nice inside roll. I think Penn will have to chase this. Oh, I can't believe that rock didn't finish. That barely squeaked by the guard and just did not get to the inside. It's like set this one back a little bit. This is going to hit and roll away if it hits at all. Yeah, just that was set back on release, had no chance, still going out. That sheet 6 side of sheet 5 is a little tricky. Very intolerant of an inside-out set. Now chance for Penn State to just split the house and lie 2. Should set up a deuce for them. Yeah, nicely done. Penn State lines 2. Looking for a fairly long roll here. Of course, the most critical part of the hit and roll is the hit. Make sure you remove that yellow stone. Secondarily, see if you can get a nice roll under. Worst thing you could do would be to roll to the center line and let Penn State hit and roll under if they're next. Do need to roll in to be shot, though. Going inside out at this, need to get more curl. And I think they took too much ice. Yowza, now a chance for Penn State to sit another. Now the guard wouldn't be in my top 10 calls. Penn State's got hammer. They need to put a rock somewhere in the house. I think splitting the house might be the best bet. Even if Penn makes that long hit and roll, you should have a run back on your outside yellow. This yellow rock's in a great spot because it's accessible. So they can always run that in for 3 if Penn manages to roll behind it. Should be a fairly short run back. I don't know what happened there, if that was a pick or just very light, but this gives a second chance to Penn. They tightened up the ice this time. They have a little more knowledge of this line. Runs really straight here inside out. Again, looking for a hit and roll underneath. This time they're going to have to hold it straight. This would turn in just a hair, just on release. This will get rid of one of the rocks, but will not be shot rock. And this will be an open draw or a hit for 2. Dealer's choice. Eric Welps elected to play the hit. Last rock, third ends. Penn State and Eric Welp looking to hit and sit for 2. And they got the hit. Is it going to sit? It's got to spin, and it's spun on. Just enough to grab a deuce here in the third. Big deuce there for Penn State. They now lead 5-2 after 3. Penn with red rocks. They will have the last rock advantage in the fourth end. Let's do a quick update around the rinks. We are all tied up at 1 over in our C semi. Penn State versus our PI 2. Over on sheet 2, Castleton grabbed a deuce in the second to close their deficit. They now trail 3-2 after 2. That's in our other championship semifinal. Bowdoin grabbed one, and the second end they trail Syracuse 3-1 after 2 in a B semi. RIT1 looks like they grabbed another 3, stolen 3. And they now lead 6-1 after 3 innings of play. And over on sheet 6, our shorthanded Colgate team stole 1. They now trail only by 2, 4-2 after 3 ends against Bowdoin 2. That's in one of our other C semifinal games. Losers of these games don't get eliminated from this event. They will play in a bronze medal game in each of their divisions. So 12 teams in play here. They will play again at 11:30, but we'll shuffle the deck, and it just depends on what color medals they're playing for. This is shaping up to be an open end. I think Penn believes that that Penn State stone is off the rings. So they're going to elect to go to another spot of the ice. Yeah, this one needs to sit down. And it will not. Now Penn State's splitting the house, so they may think their rock is on the rings. Looks very close from our overhead camera. So if you're playing an open end sitting 1, it probably put one somewhere near the center line 4-foot. If they truly think they're on the rings, then splitting the house is a good way to ensure a force. These open ends can be a little tense for teams. When you're playing open like this, a miss can be catastrophic. It can either lead to an unexpected deuce for the team with a hammer, or it can lead to the hammer team having to draw against multiples. It's going to hit pretty thin. Going to get too much of a roll. That'll go out of play. So nothing changed. another semifinal championship game. Looks like Yale 2 unleashed a huge end on Castleton, grabbing 5. They now lead 8-2 after 3. Gonna have to go hard to hold the line on this one. Bit of a strange end. Penn State playing like they're laying 2. Penn playing like they're playing against 1. I'm still not sure if that yellow rock is on the rings or not. Penn State's playing like it is. Penn's playing like it's not. Guess we'll find out at the end. And that is going to hang on at the back. Now an option for Penn would be to throw a freeze here. Try to get their deuce. Yeah, I would just lock this stone right on that yellow rock and see if Penn State can make the double. Freeze here is a good way to generate a cheap deuce. And there's not a terrible amount of risk here with that rock in the back 12. Penn should be able to outdraw that if necessary for their single. Main thing is you do want to be shot here. You don't want to over curl. You want to leave this rock in front of the yellow somewhere and do not want to rotate too far. And that'll be pretty good. Need to take a shade more ice going that way. Have a better idea of the line next time. Cameron Pauly looking to remove the red shot stone. And you don't want to over curl here and jam it. This is curling hard. I'm not sure they can hold it. And it jams. Will it hang around? I don't know if it's spun back on. Looks like it's off the rings. They can freeze to their own. And there's no reason not to just lock this right on that red rock. Make it as difficult to remove as possible. almost got the jam that time. Line looks better this time. Probably want to take this as far as you can get it. Yeah, probably not going to be deep enough to make it difficult to remove. Well, Penn State got the long roll. Now they're on a different part of the sheet. And another chance to set up a freeze. Well, Colgate is hanging in there on sheet 6. They've narrowed the gap to 4-3 after 4. After dropping 4 in their first end, they've taken 1 and stolen 2 in a row. And the last rock draw was very heavy, so another steal for Penn State. He acted like it was only one, but I'll post that for now, and we'll wait for the official score. Penn State now leads Penn 6-2 after 4. Nope, it is 7. Just looking at the, that was a steal of 2. Penn State was right. That was a biter. So the wheels have kind of come off for Penn here. Struggling to find consistent weight, both hits and draws here early in the game. And now Penn State will go straight to the 4-foot, force action. They could just throw a corner. Got 4 ends to play here. Probably need to set up a 3 somewhere along the way. Get 1 or 2 corners up depending on where Penn State puts their rocks. Let's take a quick tour around the rink. Penn State 2 leads RPI 2-3-1 after 3 in a C semi. Yale 2 up 8-2 on Castleton in our other A semi. Syracuse and Bowdoin are all knotted up at 4 at the halfway mark. That's a B semi. RIT 1 is in control over Yale. 6-2 after 4. And over on sheet 6, I think it's still 4-3. Yes, still 4-3. Bowdoin 2 over Colgate 1. Again after 4. Our feature game is 7-2 Penn State. They've had the upper hand against Penn pretty much all of the game. Right from the start, grabbing a steal of 3 in the first. I think the ice flipped from about 23.5 seconds to about 25 seconds. In a flash between first and second ends. Hog to hog probably went from about 13-3, 13-5 to about 14 plus. Penn looking to navigate this port. And that was just too soft. Gonna rack on the yellow. Penn's just been a little off on their icing and weight control on intermediate weights. Penn tried to get the roll under. Still edge on edge. That rock will be accessible. Penn State with a 5-point lead is going to be in removal mode. They just need to remove stones. Opposition stones from play. You can give up a lot of steals with 4 ends to play and a 5-point lead. And need to at least roll the shot away to open up the shot stone. They do. Can't tell. They might have hung that yellow one on the rings. Yeah, I think Penn needs to go around their corner if they want to set up a multiple. They definitely want to have access to the middle of the sheet. Guarding that center stone may make it more difficult to grab at least 2 here. So I like coming around this corner. Just don't want to leave a double. Oh boy, is this one going to make contact? It's just going to rub the red stone. Not sure that it's going to get it out of play. I think Penn can set up 3 here with throwing pretty much anything. He can go around their center. They could split the house. If you want 4, you probably got to go around something. I'd be tempted to come the other way, though. Keep that center area open. They will get good finish in this direction. What you do not want to do is come up light here around the middle. And got it on the rings. And they left an easy double. Yeah, I kind of like that come around for Penn. Oh, that's a straighter side. This is pretty easy double. Looks like they're just going to go for the single. There is a double here. You come this way, should get 2. Eric Welp looking for the double. Got to hit the top one thin. Got him. Nicely done. Eric Welp looking for the double. Got to hit the top one thin. Got him. All right, Penn looking for a hit and roll. Give them a chance for 3. Got to make the hit. Boy, I don't know if this will remove it from play. Lost the shooter, and now the deuce has evaporated. Penn State can just remove the remaining shot stone. Oh, and Penn will be in a pickle. They may have to blank and hope they can score 3 in the next end. Now Penn making the difficult decision here to draw for a single here in the 5th end. They are running out of ends, so I guess they figure they need to get at least something on the board this end instead of taking a blank. And that will be enough to grab the single. They now trail 7-3 and are without last rock in the 6th end. 3 ends to go. Gonna have to generate a multiple steal somewhere along the way to probably have a chance to get this game to an extra end. In our other semifinal, Yale is in complete control. They now lead 10-2 after 4 ends of play. And looking around the sheet, it appears that Remy Maynard is not on the ice. I'm trying to get some information about that, if he was taken ill. He was here this morning prior to the game. There have been a few players at this event that have managed to come down with the flu. Quick pass around the rink. We're all tied up at 3 over on sheet 1 in our C semifinal. Penn State and RPI. Syracuse has reestablished a lead. They grabbed a 3 in the 5th. And they now lead 7-4 over Bowdoin. RIT is likely to put their game away. They now lead 10-2 after 5. And Colgate hanging in there on sheet 6 NRC semifinal game. They trail 5-3 with Hammer in the 6th end. Well, Penn's got to break the glass and pull the fire handle on sheet 5. They're going to have to take a lot of risk to try to steal the rest of the ends of this game. They'll have to ignore rocks that don't look like they're in a great scoring position and try to get some guards and rocks on the 4-foot. We need to get this guard over the hog line. And they did not. Costly mistake there. Penn just can't find their A game this morning. Been there and done that. Penn State will be in peel mode. They only need to score 1 with the last rock here. Don't need to set up multiples, just need to prevent steals. The come around attempt direct, but it did provide another guard, so that'll force Penn State to peel again. And they got away with hitting that a little thin. Did the job. Penn State seems to have figured out this straight side of the sheet quicker than their opposition. They've made a number of nice shots on this side. Cameron Pauly. Nice control weight here. Boy, that just over-curled out of his hand. Don't know what happened there. A little bit of a mistake. Jammed a red stone in the back, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, couple counters in the rings now for Penn. Gonna be tough to steal this in, though. There's no guards. I think try to hit that yellow one later and bring all those shooters into play. All those red rocks into play. I don't know. I think it's too early to hit. It's just going to make a shooting gallery for Penn State. Maybe you throw a guard on something. Try to run that yellow rock off later in the end. If you throw the guard, Penn State's going to peel. When they've just really been flummoxed with the curl, and their releases misses the yellow stone altogether. Now Penn State can just remove one of the red stones. Could even take on a double here. Take on this crosshouse double. And finally, that last Penn stone shot rock goes away. And Penn State sitting 1-2. And they've got last rock here, so dire times for Penn. They need to make a hit and roll. And just going to get pretty much nose. This should be a deuce. For Penn State, they just need to hit and stick. I think that's likely to end the game as well. Last rock, sixth end here in our championship semifinal game. Eric Welp looking to hit and stick. Oh, jammed it. And oh, that's going to be close. That might be a measure. Looks like it's yellow. Looks like that's a single. Eight 3 Penn State after 6. Penn will play on in the hopes of converting something with a hammer here in the seventh end. They'll need a big one. Quick update on other games. In our C semi, Penn State leads RPI 4-3 after 5. Yale leads Castleton 10-3 after 5. Syracuse gave up a steal. They now still lead 7-5 over Bowdoin. That's after 6. RIT still in command over Yale, 10-4 in our B semi. That's after 6 ends. And Bowdoin leads Colgate 6-3 after 6 in our other C semi. It brings you up to date. Feature match, Penn State in control today. They've brought the better game today for sure. They lead Penn 8-3. Penn's just been a little off this morning. They're absolutely lights out in pool play. Won their pool, got the bye to the semis in little rest, but just looked like they came out a little flat this morning. Same thing happened to Castleton this morning as well. They're without their fourth, Remy Maynard, playing shorthanded this morning against Yale. And Yale in total control, up 7 in the 6th end, and looks like they're sitting 3. 2 boot. A couple of guards in play for Penn. If you have a tick shot in your arsenal, this would be a great time to throw one. And neither guard's touching the center line. Penn State's going to go around the corner and just choke off one of the corner guards. They'll probably start peeling out the middle later. It's a strategy some of the European teams have used. Come around an opposition corner when you don't have the hammer to choke off the use of that corner guard. The upshot of that is it sometimes forces play back to the middle, where rocks get bunched up and doubles and triples can be made. Does look like they've called it quits on sheet 2, make it a final. Call it 13-3. Yale advances to the championship game. They're looking very sharp this morning. And they are also an automatic qualifier for USA Curling National Championships, although they had already qualified through their tour point accumulation. Castleton will be disappointed. They're on the bubble in terms of qualifying on points. Would have benefited from the win. Same thing for Penn. Penn is also on the bubble for qualifying by points. They would have benefited most from winning their game, but looks like Penn State is going to hang on to this game. Penn State also qualified for nationals based on their accumulation of points. I think they're ranked 2nd in tour points in the Northeast. But of course, they have bigger things in mind. They're looking to add to their GNCC championships. missed peel by Cameron Pauley, and that leaves the door open now for Penn to get one around. They've got 3 rocks to play. Likely need to score all 3. Gotta get this one on the rings. Oh, and it's gonna come up short. Now for Penn State, peel a rock, any rock. Penn's running out of bullets here. Only a couple rocks left. They're down 5. Score 2 this end probably won't help very much. They would have to steal 3 in the last end. That's just to get to an extra. Need to make contact here. Oh, 2 missed peels in a row. Well, chance for Penn State to split 2 rocks on the rings and hope for a miss. And it's a final in our Sheet 4B semi. RIT defeating Yale 14-4. They move on to the B championship game. Penn State 2's taken a 3-point lead over RPI 2 in their C semifinal game. That's after 6. Eric Welp looking to remove a red stone. Ooh, got this one out as well. Just enough. Came back for him. Last rock, 7th and for Penn. Looking a hidden stick for one. And nicely thrown, nicely done. And there's handshakes. Make the final 8-4. Penn State over Penn. They got their revenge for their pool play loss. And they move on to the championship game. So our championship matchup is final. It'll be Penn State versus Yale. Should be a good battle. That will be our feature game at 11:30 this morning. We'll finish up with bonus coverage over on sheet 3, where Syracuse is battling Bowdoin 1 for a B event championship final berth. They've just completed 7 ends. And Bowdoin has closed the gap. They trail 7-6, but Syracuse, playing the Red Rocks, they will have the last rock advantage in this 8th end. We'll send you over there now. Sheet 3. Syracuse playing red. Bowdoin playing yellow. Bowdoin down 1, needs to steal to get to an extra. Syracuse is another team on the bubble for qualifying for nationals. They probably need to win out here in the B event and have some other things happen in the other events to catch up. They're a couple spots down from qualifying on points. Right now, Syracuse would have to make up something like a 15-point deficit on the tour points to have a chance to qualify. Well, that's a big pile of guards up front. Well, not exactly what Syracuse needed was another center guard. And Bowdoin's got the stolen points here, but these rocks are open. Could chase. If you run the guard, that would be an option. Just can't miss wide here. Joseph Commissar, got to make sure you make contact. There's a beauty. That opened up the scoring area for Syracuse. Now Bowdoin will try to replace those rocks on the forefoot. Now a chance for Syracuse to take over the forefoot. This is going to be tight. Plus it's heavy as well. Now advantage Bowdoin, their chance to get to the forefoot first. Well, this is going to come up short. Now the question is how to finish up the end. There's a wall of granite up front. Not the way you want to play the last in with hammer, that's for sure. Now we're down to skip rocks. Just wonder, Syracuse, I want to get the middle open. They've got no usable rocks up front to raise. They only have this in off this wide stone. They're going to try to chase the stone here. This is going to be way wide. They may not like the results of this. This may poke a yellow into the rings. And it stops for a shot. I can't believe that. Syracuse smiling. That was like, if there's a plan B, that was plan Z. Syracuse ekes it out on a wick-wack shot. They'll take the win. And that'll conclude our coverage here of the semifinals. Come back with us 11:30. We're going to have a good final matchup for you. Hope to see you then. For now, this is Roger Roulette for the Utica Curling Channel.